Buckle up, everybody, because today we're going deep, really deep into a world that's all around us. But often we don't think too much about it.
Oh, yeah. Deeper than usual.
Exactly. We're diving into the fascinating world of language.
Always fascinating.
You know how much we love digging into the sources you send us?
Absolutely. Always keeps us on our toes.
Well, this time we got something extra special. Someone sent us a request. And get this, it's written entirely in Portuguese.
Ooh, la la. Sounds fancy.
It is fancy, and it's not just any request. It's a request to generate a whole podcast script.
No kidding. A whole script in Portuguese.
Yep. Someone's looking for a 15-minute podcast all about Queen Camilla. And they even included instructions for us, the hosts, plus a call to action at the end.
Well, that's not too unusual. Requests like that come in all the time, right?
True. But here's where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm all ears.
The way this request is written, it's almost as if the person expects artificial intelligence to snap its fingers and make this podcast appear out of thin air.
I see what you mean. They're just assuming an AI can handle the whole creative process.
Exactly. They're thinking AI will just poof, podcast done.
It does make you think, though, doesn't it?
It really does.
It shows how people's expectations of AI are changing so rapidly.
You're right. Just a few years ago, the idea of an AI writing a podcast script sounded like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Totally, but now we have tools like ChatGPT and Bard generating pretty decent text.
Right, but even with those advancements, creating a truly engaging podcast script, it's not just about stringing together grammatically correct sentences.
Absolutely, there's so much more to it than that.
A good podcast relies on things like the host's tone of voice, knowing when to pause for dramatic effect, even how they play off of each other's energy.
It's that natural back and forth that makes a podcast feel like a conversation.
And trying to replicate all of that in another language.
Oh boy. Yeah, that adds a whole other layer of complexity to the mix.
We're talking about potential lost in translation moments, but on a much grander scale.
You're not just translating words. You're translating humor, cultural references. And you have to make sure that the intended meaning and emotion come through in the new language.
It's like trying to solve a giant linguistic puzzle.
A puzzle with lots of moving pieces.
Imagine trying to translate a British comedy podcast with all its dry wit and sarcasm into Portuguese.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that.
You could end up losing the very essence of what makes it funny.
You'd miss those subtle cues, those little nuances that make British humor so unique.
Or let's take another example.
Go for it.
Remember how the request used boa noite as a greeting, even though it was sent during the day?
Right.
In English, that would be really odd. But in Portuguese, it's perfectly normal.
Shows you how much cultural context matters.
It really does.
I mean, can you imagine an AI trying to figure out those kinds of cultural quirks on its own?
It makes you wonder what kinds of tools or techniques we'll need to bridge that cultural and linguistic gap as AI becomes more and more involved in content creation.
The huge question, right? Will we need to develop super advanced cultural sensitivity settings or something?
Maybe humans will always be essential for adding that final touch, that human touch that makes content truly resonate.
It's a fascinating question. Will AI be more like a collaborator, a tool we use, or will it become a competitor to human creativity?
I don't know, but I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
Me neither. It's like watching the future of creativity being written right before our eyes.
And to think all of this started with a simple request about Queen Camilla.
It's wild, isn't it, how one seemingly straightforward topic can lead us down this rabbit hole of questions about language AI and the future of content creation.
It's like a reminder that even in our increasingly tech-driven world, understanding language and culture are still absolutely crucial.
Couldn't agree more, especially if we want AI to create content that truly connects with people on a deeper level.
Speaking of Queen Camilla, what unique challenges do you think AI would face in crafting a compelling podcast about her?
Well, think about it. She's a figure steeped in history and tradition. There's a lot of public perception to navigate, and then there's the whole world of royal protocol.
It's a lot for anyone to wrap their head around, let alone an AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
An AI would have to sift through mountains of information, figure out what's relevant, and then present it in a way that's both insightful and engaging.
It could just spit out a bunch of dry facts and figures.
Nope. It would need to tell a story, a captivating story that connects with listeners on an emotional level.
And that, my friend, is a tall order, even for the most advanced AI.
Definitely a tall order, but hey, maybe someday we'll have AIs that can create podcasts that are as captivating and nuanced as those crafted by human hosts.
So there you have it, folks. We started with a simple request in Portuguese and ended up pondering the future of AI and the complexities of crafting a podcast fit for a queen.
It's been quite the journey, hasn't it?
It has, and it just goes to show how much depth there is to language, how it shapes our understanding of the world, and how we're really just scratching the surface of its potential in this age of AI.
Who knows what other surprises are lurking just beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered?
Maybe the real deep dive is the one we take into the language we use every single day.
Maybe so, maybe so.
And that's a wrap on today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.
We'll see you soon.
So long, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.